While they have become increasingly popular over the past decade or so, the idea of houseplants isn't particularly new. In fact, they've been cultivated over a century. A great number of us living all around the world have been drawn in by the trend and the concept of having greenery indoors. And as we learn more about how to keep houseplants at home, we find ourselves becoming more curious about the lives they lead in the wild. The plants we call houseplants in much of Western society aren't necessarily houseplants everywhere. Cult classics like the infamous spider plant or the towering cheese-like Monstera grew up in very different conditions to the conditions we keep them in at home. Many of us buy houseplants to remind ourselves of all the beauty the natural world has to offer. From large-leaved, variegated plants from the depths of the jungles in Southeast Asia to twisted and unusual succulents in the deserts of South Africa, houseplants give us a glimpse of exotic plant life that is often unobtainable. Our homes can become protective greenhouses which allow plant life to thrive and flourish. And yet many of us don't recognize the incredible feats of engineering through centuries of evolution that give our houseplants their most striking and unusual appearances. Have you ever wondered, for example, why there are holes in the leaves of your Monstera plant? And what's the deal with aloe vera? Does it puzzle you that Calathea leaves open during the day and close up at night? In the comfort of our homes, the reasons why might not be so obvious, but the countless adaptations, unusual habits, movements, and colours serve very real purposes in the wild. Observing these behaviours over years, surrounded by houseplants and the growing trend, made us eager to learn more about plant intelligence, how they function in the natural world and in diverse cultures, and how these humble plants have evolved to adapt to unfavourable conditions. We compiled a list of 20 different houseplants that display unique and unusual behaviours, and studied and researched each one until we found answers to some of our most burning houseplant questions. Along the way, we found our questions changing and evolving, and so the book has evolved with us. And we have included all our most interesting findings here. At the start of each profile, we have included a map of the main native locations. If, like us, you find yourself ever more curious beyond the aesthetic of a home filled with plants and yearn to know more about the inner workings of your houseplant companions, then join us on our journey to discover how they came to be the plants we all know and love today.